Ready? Action.
Hello, my name is Sophia Hipsman, and I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is your full name? Would you like to change your name? And if so, what, to what and why?
So that's a really good question. My name is Therese Jean Iaccono, full name. My name is very difficult to pronounce if you're looking at it, say, on Google, which a lot of people do. And I do get a lot of people who are very nervous to say my name on the phone. So if I could change my name to anything, I don't think I'd want to change my name, but I would want to maybe make a business name that was pretty and nice to say, easy to say. What do you think would be a good name for a wedding photography business?
I don't really know.
You don't know? How about Bird in Hand Photography? Two Doves in a Pear Tree Photography? But I don't know. What would my name be if I were to choose? That's a really good question. Polly Pocket. That's an easy one to remember. Anything else?
How would you describe your personality?
I would describe my personality as very wacky. And I would own this too, telling clients I'm very wacky. You're gonna want to hire me because I will be very fun, very high energy, a little crazy, but a good kind of crazy. Yeah. Everyone got the good kind of crazy in here?
Yes.
I can tell. I can totally tell. Anything else?
No.
That's it? Oh, this is easy. Yeah. Well, hard too. That was a hard question. I still don't know what my faux name would be. Does everyone know what faux means? Fake. That's right. So when you see fur, it doesn't feel like it would be fur. That's faux. New word of the day. Do you know how to spell it?
F-O-E?
F-A-U-X. Yeah. Faux. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, number 2.
Were you a tomboy or were you a girly girl?
I've never heard of Gorilla Girl, but I'm gonna say I was both.
Girly girl.
Oh, I thought you said Gorilla Girl. Like I was like jumping around on the desk, beating on my chest. I think both, you know? There's like that transition where you're like, I'm a tomboy, and then you're like, I like lipstick, this is cool. Then you're like, I like dirt again, you know? Who doesn't love dirt? Raise your hand. You love dirt? Yeah, dirt's cool. Grass is cool.
Not when you get in your shoes.
Grass is cool.
Not when you get it in your
Not dirt. What about, what? What about the dirt and the mud on the cape? It's got full of nutrients. You put it on your face. It exfoliates your skin. Oh yeah, dirt's fun.
Yeah.
Dirt is very fun. So yes, tomboy and girly girl. And gorilla girl. All three. Anything else?
Yeah. What were your interests in high school?
In high school, I was interested in beating all the boys. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I used to throw weights. Yep. That's a sport.
Yeah, I've heard of that before.
Yeah. It's a big metal ball on the end of a big metal rod, and you spin around, you throw it really far. So I did that, and I did swimming, and photography, which is what I do today, which is pretty fun. Does anyone have a camera?
On my phone.
On your phone? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, there's a camera on everything today. Yeah.
Any piece of technology.
What's that?
Any piece of technology,
Any piece.
basically.
Yeah. I mean, even probably Neopets had cameras. Do you remember Neopets?
Oh, God.
Neopets are the best.
Sing back to
No?
5 francs.
I have no idea what your pay is.
Nothing like Pokemon.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first dream job?
My first dream job was to work for National Geographic as a photographer. And that is actually what got me heavily interested. I saw my first National Geographic when I was in 4th grade. And what grade is this? 5th? 4th. Ah, so I was your age. I was your age, and I saw my first National Geographic magazine. I absolutely loved it. I was like, oh my God, these people get to travel around the world and photograph like saber-toothed tigers and, you know, just crazy, crazy pictures. But then I found out that you have to have 2 master's degrees in science or anything else. And on top of that, be a photographer. A journalist, you have to major in journalism. You have to have 3 different degrees to be a National Geographic wedding or photographer. So, in the end, I chose people. Photographing people in the happiest day of their lives. Which is also kind of like being in the jungle. It really is. Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, right? You've been to weddings, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
My mom had their wedding last year in August.
Really? Oh, congratulations. Was that fun?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, weddings are the best, which is also what turned out to be my dream job, you know, because I get to party and have fun and photograph people on the happiest day of their lives. There's nothing better. There's nothing better. Yeah. So what else do you got?
And in high school, what were your career choices?
In high school, my career choices were I was going to do art. And to me, I didn't know if that meant that there was a career for me. There's a very big stigma. I don't know, do you guys know what stigma means? No. No? It basically means that there's something over it that, you know, there's a bad feeling over it, right? There's a stigma against this thing. And with the art world, they have this very weird thing where it's like you make it or you don't, but that is not the case, you know? So I had to learn in high school to deal with that fear, that stigma, and know that my career choice, in my mind, it was gonna work out. And it did. So there you go. I knew I was gonna do this for a living. Does anyone else feel that in this room?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? What do you guys wanna be?
For me, it'd be either a chef or a teacher.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not really sure yet.
What kind of food do you make?
I'm making.
Do you make a mean mac and cheese?
No.
I do.
Someday you're going to see like a very fancy restaurant.
So a 10-ounce grilled steak,
Okay,
cooked
maybe.
to perfection,
Maybe.
Michelin star worthy.
Yeah, and like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I want that in something on my menu.
How about you?
I haven't really decided
No?
exactly what I want to do.
You have a gut feeling. No? That's okay. It's still coming. It will one day appear to you. It's going to be like magic. You'll be like, oh my God, that is exactly what I want to do for the rest of my life. How about you?
I think I'm gonna be a rapper, but that might not work out.
Nice. That is the jam. You want to be a rapper?
Mm-hmm.
That is the jam. Oh my gosh. I'm down. How about you?
Either a writer or an editor.
I can see that. You've got the haircut of a writer. I love it. No, it's great. Your haircut's awesome. Are you kidding me? You got the Peaky Blinders look, right? It's 1920s England. Right? Right?
Never seen it before.
No, you've never seen England in the 20s. What about Harry Potter?
Oh yeah.
See? Yeah.
I thought that was
But
gonna be
being a
like.
writer, that's really good. How about you?
I've been asked to join a beauty pageant, which was Sunday,
Ooh.
which I think I'm gonna be a model and a veterinarian.
That sounds amazing. and then using that platform to showcase like helping animals and I love it. How about you?
I want to be an entomologist.
What? You want to study bones?
It's bugs.
Oh, that's what am I thinking? What am I thinking?
Paleontologist.
Paleontologist.
I'm the one who wants to be a paleontologist.
Yeah, studying bones is that sounds like fun. Right? No? Creepy? Sounds creepy.
Bugs are weird.
And tough. But you want to study bugs. That's so cool. I recently heard there were like 30 new species found. Yeah, 30 new species of bugs found in Africa. So cool. Which means that is a very good field to go into. Because you're going to go to Africa. And that's going to be fun. And you're going to see giraffes. And I'm already jealous. How about you?
Either a book author or an animator.
Very cool. Oh, both those things.
McDonald's.
That might happen for a time.
We all want to get
You know, you gotta keep going. You know, it's especially when you're in high school. You're gonna have some jobs. You're gonna work some jobs that you don't like, but it's all gonna be for what you want to do in the future. It's pretty rad. How about you?
I want to be a first grade teacher.
Very cool. Very cool. Why first grade?
I don't know. Because I don't want to teach a higher grade, like middle school or high school, because I don't feel like dealing with them.
You're smart. You're so smart because I feel the same to this day. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, you don't want to have a stressful life dealing with all types of personalities in their developing stage. That's pretty much it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. How about you?
I want to be a paleontologist.
You want to be a paleontologist? So wait, you want to study bones?
Yeah.
Yes! We got one!
Good for you.
Yeah. Well, you know that show Bones, right?
Nope.
Yeah, Bones is rad.
Oh, yeah.
No?
I've heard of it. Never heard of it.
Really?
Nope. I think I watched one episode.
So you want to work at the Smithsonian? Very high class place to work.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. And how about you?
Alright, so I want to be an NBA player until I am 33.
Very specific.
Yes. On November 26th, I'm going to start my engineering career,
Ooh.
and then I'm probably going to retire at 63.
63, you like the threes.
Yes.
That's very specific. I like your plan.
30 years later?
You want to be an NBA player, but you don't want to mess up your ankles too much.
No.
Right, that's why you're going to become an engineer, just for me. I like that plan. That's solid. That's solid. He's
Number 4?
so smart. Everyone here is so smart. Oh my God. All right, number 4.
What colleges did you attend and what did you study there?
So I went to the Art Institute of Boston. That is in Boston. Yeah, duh. I studied fine art photography there. I went there for a year and a half. And then I decided to hop the pond and go study over in Scotland, in Glasgow. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, that was pretty intense. I went to a different country where the accent is very, very thick. It's very hard to understand some folks, but it was the best experience of my life. It really was, and especially since I got to save a lot of money and go to a better school. So that's something always think about, you know, that you can go and travel, and you can experience the world and get educated, and it's gonna be cheaper sometimes. I'm telling you. Look into it. All your parents are gonna be so mad at me.
Number
Because
5?
you're gonna want to study abroad.
Study what?
Yeah. All right, number 5.
My name is Julian and I have a question for you.
Sure.
What is your current occupation? How How did college prepare you for your current occupation?
So, interestingly enough, I would say that college didn't necessarily teach me what I was going to expect. College taught me how to be an adult and how to function in the world and how to communicate with people and, essentially work with people. But when I got out of college, I had to start my business from scratch. I studied fine art photography. So when I graduated, basically I had to hit the ground running and just pretend that I'd been doing this my whole life. Because that's what I wanted to do. And essentially I was constantly shooting. And one day I had to go, yes, I've shot a wedding before, even when I didn't, I had shot a couple of my friends' weddings, but I had never gotten paid to do it. And I think that's something really important that, when you get out there in the world, you kind of have to fake it till you make it. Does everyone understand that concept? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you got to just grab life by the horns and be like, yeah, I got this. I can do this. I mean, obviously don't lie. When I was asked to shoot my first wedding, I told them straight up, I had never shot a wedding before. I'd shot friends' weddings. And I had basically offered my pricing so low that they would feel comfortable, So you start working your way up. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah? So I went from shooting weddings for $900, and now I shoot weddings for $300 or $3,000 a wedding.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
It is expensive, yeah. Yeah. But in my business specifically, you have to build your gear, you have to invest. There's a lot of money that comes with it. So you shoot a gig, you basically buy lenses, you know what I mean? And it's all about just constantly building your business until finally one day you wake up and you're like, I made it. I did it. And now I don't have to worry about anything. There's a lot of things to be afraid of, But at the same time, if you just, like I said, just grab life by the horns. Really just do it. Don't be afraid of anything. You'll have that feeling in your gut. Like, do I go for this? Do it. That's a good sign. It's a really good sign. All right, who's next?
Me.
All right.
My name is Charlie Butterfield, and since no one else called a tree, I'm gonna call a tree.
That's my name. Thank you, Charlie. It's Charlie, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Charlie.
Do you feel that you have been successful in your life?
Yes, I do. Because one thing that I experienced in art school, again, the stigma, right? There is a stigma over wedding photography. That if you go to art school, you're supposed to be an artist. And that if you do something like wedding photography or portraits or baby portraits, all these things, that you've sold out. Yeah, everyone know that concept? Yeah, sell out? No. I get to be an artist every single day of my life. I get to work with people I've never met before and photograph their beautiful families or their beautiful moments or their beautiful love. And it's the most fulfilling thing I've ever had in my entire life. Having said that, I've had professors say to me, oh, you're doing wedding photography? Good luck with that. Have fun with that. Again, the stigma, So I guess my main thing here is never let a stigma change your mind about what you want to do and who you want to be. Yeah?
I also have another question for you.
Sure.
Is there anything that you would change about your education?
I would have changed myself in how much I took advantage of the education, I went to a school that was very much, there was a curriculum, but there wasn't a structure. You basically went about your artwork and utilized the facility as much as you want. But I didn't say like printmaking. I didn't go to the printmaking department and say, hey, I want to learn this. And I wish I had done that. Take advantage of everything when you're at school. Take advantage of every opportunity for education. Because once it's gone, you're like, oh, shoot, I wish I did that. I wish I did it. I had the opportunity and I missed it, but the best part in life is that you can still always keep going and trying new things. I can still learn printmaking if I want to, right? Mm-hmm. If I want to, I can just go do a class. So yeah, you guys just taught me something right there. I'll be honest about that. I totally forgot that I have 2 legs and I can walk into a room and go learn printmaking. Oh, but yeah.
Okay. Number 8.
All right.
You skipped 7.
Oh, sorry, 7.
Do you ever travel and why?
I do travel. I've traveled recently over to Liverpool in England for my friend's wedding, and I photographed their wedding, which was really cool. It was at the old White Star Line headquarters, which was the business that owned the Titanic. Yeah. So they actually had to tell everyone from that headquarters that the Titanic had sunk. Yeah. So it's really cool, in a sense, that I get to go to these places and experience history. Sad history, of course, but very cool history to learn about. Like, let's see, that building was bombed in World War II as well, and the bottom structure was the only part that survived, so they rebuilt it into a hotel, which not many people get married at. So, what a bad memory could be turned into many good memories. Oh, but yes, I travel a lot. I'm going to California to photograph my friend's wedding in the desert. That's coming up. So yeah, I love to travel. Definitely hydrate, guys. Don't forget to hydrate.
Do you travel with your job?
Yeah, that's mostly when I travel. I travel to the Cape, I travel to Maine, in the mountains. I mean, it takes me everywhere. It really takes me everywhere. It's really cool. Anyone else? Yeah?
Has anybody changed the course of your life? How and why?
Ooh, yeah. That's a good question. I would say, person that changed my life would be, I had 3 really, really hard teachers in school. 2 out of those 3 were so hard on me and would, if I was late for class, they'd embarrass me in front of the whole class. They'd be like, look at this girl. She is paying $30,000 to come here, and she just wasted $300 of her education by coming to this class 2 hours late. Yeah. And I'd be standing there like face beat red, tired, ran out of bed, took the tea, you know, like trying to get to class and was late, you know, and here he is embarrassing me. But no, he had a point. He had a really good point. And my other teacher said, you know what, you're not shooting enough. You have to shoot 10 rolls of film a week. Do you know how much money that is? No. That's a lot of money. It's like $150 a week to produce work. And I was mad at her. I was like, how dare she? She's getting into my pocket. I'm so angry. No, she was right. By the end of the semester, I had the best body of work I've ever done in my life. She was right. I was being lazy. And those 2, I'll never forget them. I'll never, ever forget them. So it's funny how, you know, you think of like, you know, who is your idol and who changes you and all of this. It's the people who are hardest on you, when you say, that make you listen. But then the 3rd was just a bad teacher. And I was like, I'm never gonna be you. And he changed my life in that way. Oh, so yeah. Anyone else?
Me.
All right.
I'm Grace Gallo, and I have a question for you.
Sure.
Have you ever photographed anything in West Warwick? If so, what was your reasoning for taking the picture, and why was it interesting?
Ooh, yeah, West Warwick. West Warwick is a playground to me when it comes to photography. There's a bunch of places. There's a bunch of, what's that road? Oh, do you guys know all the mills? Yeah. What's that road I'm thinking of? It's right where your school used to be, your school.
Oh, Royal Mill?
Royal Mill. Yeah. That place is gorgeous, isn't it? The industrial vibe. Do you guys know that Fruit of the Loom started here in West Warwick?
Yes.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. This industrial town is like full of really, really cool buildings. So I've always tried to use those buildings. And then there are funny things, the quirky things about West Warwick. You know, certain signs. There's a laundromat that used to be an ice cream like parlor down the street for me. It was an ice cream parlor when I was a kid, and I always used to go there. And then they turned it into a laundromat, and they didn't change the ice cream cone, and they just put laundromat in an ice cream cone. So, yeah, certain things like that. I love to photograph certain things like that. But West Warwick is great. What do you guys think? Yeah. Is that a big thumbs up? That was like a judge. You were like the judge at this table. You're like, I give it the thumbs up.
Thumbs up the gamble.
What's that? Anybody else? Any questions? Yeah?
How does photography inspire you?
Photography constantly inspires me because I take certain things sometimes and I leave a shoot and I constantly have that thing in my gut that says, I know I did good, but I'm freaking out. Like, I have these pictures in my head, but did I do it right? And I go to edit them, and then there are a couple where I'm like, oh no. And then you get that photo that is the one, you know? And it's weird how it re-inspires you. Your own, what came out of you, essentially. Does that make sense? You see a part of yourself in your work, and that is something that just constantly brings me inspiration, that sometimes I'm like, I took this. I did that. Really? Okay. All right. We're doing all right. And then in general, lots of photographers from the 60s. Richard Avedon, he's a really good photographer. He worked a lot in, you know those big cameras? They put the cloak over their head. Have you ever seen that? No? Big camera? Cloak over the head? No. Wow. Yeah, he used to work with a camera that was very, very large. But I work with digital, so I'm going to start passing these around. So this is the work that I do. I don't know if you want to, like, I don't know how to
Share, discuss,
share
or
them.
ask a question.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. So this shoot was really amazing. This is a couple I shot over in Beavertail. Have you guys ever seen the movie by Wes Anderson? Joanne, do you know this movie I'm talking about? It was based in Rhode Island. No?
No, escaping me.
It's escaping you? Well, over at this location, this is where a movie was shot, and it's called Moonrise Kingdom. That's right.
Okay.
Yes. So this couple, the way that they got engaged, one of the girls is from Greece, and the other girl is from Mexico. So when they got engaged, they did a map-themed party. So they really wanted to incorporate a map within their wedding shoot. So I had a really large map from the 1970s in a frame on my wall. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring this to the shoot. And this is how I do business. I don't necessarily suggest it for people who want to make money, but sometimes you want to go the extra mile, right? And I paid another $300 just to bring this map. This is the map. Yes. And we walked up a massive rock cliff with this map, almost being sailed away by the ocean wind. It was very precarious. Does everyone know what precarious is?
Nope.
It means a little dangerous. But then we went back, and again, this is where the money comes in. I drove back to Providence, returned the U-Haul, put the map back on the wall, and then had them come back to this spot later on in the day so that we could do the sunset because it went with the theme Moonrise Kingdom. Yes. So all in all, guess how many hours I spent that day to just shoot an hour and a half gig? Ooh, more than that.
5?
7.
That's longer than our school day.
Yeah, 7 hours. Drove down to this place, did the shoot, drove back up, reinstalled the map, drove back down, did the other shoot, drove back. Yes. But all in all, right, I only made $200 from this wedding. Probably not even, probably $100. But the point is that they couldn't be happier with their photos. They loved the inspiration of bringing this map. They loved playing with the idea of coming back at sunset and going with their theme. If you really want to make something of whatever it is your passion is, you have to let go of that concept of money, I think. Because it's actually gonna come tenfold in the future. From just like, you know, think about marketing, right? What are they gonna tell their friends? They're gonna say, she went the extra mile. She rented a U-Haul and brought a mat. You know what I mean? You should hire her. And from this gig, I've gotten 4 others. Yeah. So that is more money in my pocket. So sometimes, the old saying, you gotta spend money to make money. That can also be by just being a good person and wanting to help someone really make their day come true. The vision that they have in their mind. That make sense? Yeah? See that sunrise, moonrise. Anyone have any questions on how my methods are in terms of shooting? Yeah?
Do you use like different cameras to make the photos colored and discolored?
No, that's a great question though. Post-editing, that is one of the big things in this industry. And you would love this because you want to do animation. But the Adobe Suite, it's like a program you use to edit. And you basically put these things called presets, which are your own edits. And so you can make images black and white, you can make them more colorful. It's kind of like Instagram. You know, Instagram has those filters. Yeah. So that's how that works. Yeah.
I have another question.
Sure.
How do you sell your photography?
Basically through a lot of word of mouth. I don't know if you guys know a little thing called Craigslist.
Yeah.
Craigslist, yeah. You gotta take the free marketing. Take that free marketing and turn it into money. And then also Wedding Wire is a business that is online portal that basically couples go to and then they search for vendors. I pay about $80 a month to be a part of that community, and that gets me a lot of work.
Okay, I'll take the final question. So
All right.
have you had any awards or recognition in your work?
I have gotten the Wedding Wire Couples Choice Award for 4 years in a row.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's give a trio a round of applause for that.
That's right. That's right. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, I like that.
Very good.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
How do you find your inspiration for photography?
Very good question. I find watching a lot of old movies, that is something that's really big for me. Just because there's a lot of composition involved. There's a lot of old school sort of vibe that I want to bring to my work. So that's very important to me. And in general, people inspire me. You know, the best part is that I'm just taking the photo, but everything that's happening in front of me is everyone else. And sometimes people are just so much fun. You know, you really, like, we go about our daily business every single day, right? But if you get down to the core of it and you have to capture someone, you have to photograph someone, you get the core of them. You know, you really get their personality. And a lot of that is also to be a big personality, which I was born with. And I have to use, right, guys? Mm-hmm. I can tell everyone here is a big personality. Gotta use that gift, right?
Okay, let's have a round of applause.
Yeah.
Thank you for the interview.